solution for security. Can I see any hands up, or do we move on to the next issue? Yes, please.
Good afternoon, audience. My name is Wanya Bernard, the president of Youth in Free Enterprise Nigeria. Please, in the area of job creation, which you...
I'm afraid you have to stay on the issue of security.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He mentioned job creation as his own, one of the remedies for security. Okay. And I want to tell you that there is no number of jobs you can create in these states that will be enough for the youths. Thus, entrepreneurship comes to pass because there is only one remedy to stop insecurity in Anambra, and that's to encourage youths into entrepreneurship, and that's one thing you've been trying to do. Now I want to ask you, do you have any master plan for the rising youth entrepreneurs in this state, please?
Okay. Dr. Oba, as much as possible, you have like a minute to answer that because it's already eaten into the next topic.
Well, this is about job creation, and it's a big area because that is one of the bone of contention. Youths, from the day Ifan Yoba is being sworn in, I'm going to create a template of employment. One is on local government alone, we are going to employ 10,500 youths within 1 month. And this is just to create a state, a town, a local government industry which the youths will be heading. And it's just about youths. I built the best, I got award for building the best street in Lagos in 2001. In 2011, in Omole Estate, we won the best CDA in Lagos State. Today in Anambra State, I built the best community road in Anambra State. Better than any road government has built. And I use the youth to develop this road. And it's just interlocking stone type of roads. I believe if I have done it for my community, I can do it better if I'm in government. Using 500 per local government, we are going to increase it to 1,000. But the most important is a practical solution. That is number one, 10,500. So within 1-2 months, we have 10,500 youths off the street by owning their own company, using 30% of the local government revenues to run the road. Because today in Anambra State, we don't know the contractors building our roads. We don't know how many youths they have employed. And the biggest expenditure of government today in Anambra State is road building. And everybody is talking about road. How many of these road builders are from Anambra State? How many people have they employed in Anambra State? If you look at that catchment, you can see we're losing a lot of capital flight from that. And if you give me opportunity, I'm going to give you a straight analysis of how we can put 80,000 youths.
Dr. Oba, I'm afraid your time is up. Just quickly, I don't know if Dr. Ngige has any rebuttal in terms of his own ideas because he was given an opportunity for yours.
My very good friend and junior brothers talked about local government election to go and employ people. That is not entrepreneurship. The question is on entrepreneurship. And that is what I faced when I said I'm going to change the syllabus of the school, secondary school and have technical college for skill acquisition so that you can learn trade, tailoring, carpentry, welding, and what have you. And you train your hands to make money by the youths. Secondly, he was talking about creating an economic base for Anambra State. I am not a lawmaker, but my first time I was in the executive. So I have read the Nigerian Constitution. Today, I'm even part of the restructuring process of that Constitution. You can't build something on nothing. There are restrictive laws of the Federation. There is what you call concurrent list, where a state government can participate with the federal government. There is what is called exclusive federal government list. Telecommunication is there on the exclusive list. You can't go there. You can't even use CDMA. When you get there, they will not give you the license. All bands of telecommunication belong to the federal government or the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You can only get from the telephone companies VAT, which you give from the federation account and take your own portion as a state government. And mark you, in the VAT scheme, there's a percentage aggregation of what you have put into the scheme before you take it back as a percentage.
Dr. Ngige, 30 seconds left.
Secondly, he was talking about the economic base of building ports. You can't go there again. This is a federation. It's not an American federation. In an American federation, there's latitude. The state governor in Atlanta, Georgia, doesn't want to know who is George Bush. He's not getting anything from federal accounts. They only give them grants. They don't want to know who is Obama. They don't go to the White House. The law is presently constituted. You can't do all these things you have talked about. You can't build something on nothing.
Silence, please. Now, going on to the next question, we do know that our candidates have expended, if we may have some silence, please. Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Now, if we move on to the next question, we do know that the candidates seated up here have expended quite a lot in terms of selling themselves to you. You have seen their billboards everywhere. You have heard their radio jingles. You've also seen them in the papers everywhere. You're wondering, how did they get the money for financing? Dr. Ngige, you've spoken extensively about saying no to godfatherism. And that is what you say is one of your selling points. But the question will be, how are the people of Anambra sure that if you are elected again, you will not have to be saying no to another set of godfathers, considering your campaign and the money that you've spent running it?
Thank you very much. In the Anambra, you know that the godfathers fear me now because I beheaded them. So the question of godfatherism should not arise with me. They can't touch me with a long pole. So my campaign fund comes from my little earnings, or what I have in life. I have one or two little properties. I have campaign donation from friends. I have campaign donation from foes, political foes, who are in PDP, who are in Labour, who are in APGA. They give me money because they want good government for Anambra State. That is it.
That's interesting, Dr.
The godfathers are afraid of me, and they are not around me. And I don't want them to come because I need only one godfather. The people of Anambra State, holistically put, they are my godfather, and the Father in heaven, the Almighty. Thank you.
Are you confirming to the people of Anambra,
yes,
that there are no godfathers to say no to a second time?
Categorically. This is a live program. I am telling Anambra people, there is no godfather. You people are my godfather. After you, the God who created all of us, who is the supreme being, is in heaven. I have no earthly godfather in this political race.
How are you also sure?
I'm my own man.
Are you also, telling them, because we don't know how transparently you've run your campaign in terms of, publicizing source of funding. I have been to your website. I have seen where it says donate, but I'm wondering how many Nigerians actually donate to, running.
People have been donating to me. Even in this hall.
Are you
about
accountable
6 weeks
to
ago,
them?
widows came here. Some gave me 50 naira. Some gave me 1,000 naira. Some gave me 5,000 naira. Poor people. I went and did my launching in Holy Trinity Field about the 7th of September. They came again. People who came from the market, truck pushers, Okada riders, people who grind paper in the market women. And they said, take this and put. The money is there, it's blessed money. I've been spending it sparingly. Certain times I bring out 2,000 from it and spend. So that's what I can tell you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ngige. Well, also to you, Dr. Oba. Everybody knows that you're a businessman, but they are afraid. There is the fear that, when politicians expend money, one of the things that they must do when they get back to, or when they get into government is that they must recoup their investment. Is that how you see governance?
Well, I think it will be suicidal for Ifeanyi Uba to touch the money of Anambra State government. By the grace of God, I make money. I have a Midas touch on how to make money for myself. In my age, at 21 in Anambra today, I built my own house at the age of 21 in my community. I married at the age of 21. I didn't have opportunity to play around. I have always been a consistent person in all I'm doing. I created something no one created in Nigeria. In my 5 years of coming into the downstream sector of Nigerian economy, I built something nobody can even beat me in the next 10 years. Sorry, please. The capacity I have built by the grace of God is far beyond Nigeria consumption in my business. And I'm not only about capital oil. I have so many companies. Capital oil gas is among the least in my company. But because of the Kero Direct, some of the programs we've been doing with capital oil, it looks as if capital oil is the only company if I'm about. But I have to answer one important question. Or maybe if I have to reboot my big brother. He said, law. I own the biggest private port in Nigeria. And if I can take Anambra State Company to Ebaka, which has the deepest draft in Nigeria, in Akwa Ibom, to have a partner, a JV, with other Akwa Ibom state government or Nigerian Ports Authority. You can invest state fund. Bayelsa government, they have a consulate in South Africa. They have their own flag. If I knew as the government of Anambra State, not only will I have my own flag, I will have 134 consulates of Anambra State in all over the world. And I will tap into the world.
We are trying to address.
I'm talking
we're
about
addressing the issue of funding.
But something was taken to me, and if I consume it, it will look as if I don't know what I'm talking about. We are talking about getting our own. What if I intend to take Anambra State to buy Starcom or to buy Visa Phone and be making 12, 15, 20 billion from the Anambra State? Will you tell me it's not that there's no legislative connection to it? I'm the chief executive officer of the state. If I see any business that will be good for my people, I will call the parliament, I will discuss it, I will give them statistics of that business, and we can do. We are losing 35 billion naira every month in Anambra State. Ifeanyi Ubah is the only man that has the Midas touch to get this money from the Anambra State.
So are you also saying that you have been transparent? Have you solely funded your own campaign?
I have touched lives. You can imagine.
The question is, what is the source
I have
of funds?
touched lives. I've made wonderful friends. Nigerians believe in me. I've taken kerosene to 34 states in Nigeria, and I have not asked a single governor to fund my campaign. People are funding my campaign, and Ifeanyi Ubah is wealthy to fund my campaign. And by the grace of God, I'm doing this as part of my sacrifice from the Anambra State.
Well, thank you, Dr. Ubah. I'm moving on to the next issue. Dr. Ubah, this one is for you. You have spoken extensively on how you intend to structure governance in two. You want to have the administrative part of governance, and you also want to have the business part of governance. But some people here are not comfortable with, some of your business antecedents. And that was especially after the scandal broke between you and the chairman of Kosjaris. Do you think that you have been able to rebuild the confidence, of your business associates and even people who are looking up to you for business, especially after that scandal broke?
Okay. Well, the Anambrarians know better.
I have to go round.
The Anambrarians know better.
It won't get me. It won't pick me. Just wait till let me give it to you.
I'm sorry about that. Please go on.
The Anambrarians know better than this, that it's all about politics. I remember when I was saying this before the media, it's all about Anambra politics. It's all about the gang up to get me out of Anambra, because God has ordained there must be a Messiah that will take away this godfatherism, all these atrocities that politicians are committing in Anambra State. And I wonder, if you are not in Nigeria, no one has proved one single point. Let me tell you about Kosjaris, and I want to make this, and I know I'm live. Anybody can go and ask. I have said it. When I have a confidentiality point with anybody, I was taken to police, I was taken all over the world, and the same people that took me to police withdrew the case. And I have what we call non-confidential, non-disclosure agreement with them. So if they feel that, because they are the one that accused me, if they feel that they are right, and they let them come and tell the world, then I can show the agreement. That is it. I have been paid, and I have kept my money, and I'm not going to comment on that. Thank you.
Now let's talk about unemployment.
Is there anything again? and then you can ask anything. The world is listening to us. The world is listening to us. if there's anything, if Anyoba is a saint, if there's anything you need to ask me about all these scandals, you see, the issue is this: in Nigeria, somebody can wake up tomorrow and say you've killed someone. The only thing is for you to defend it, and we are working with world-class bankers, world-class institution in Nigeria. If anybody has found Ifeanyi wanting, he should just come up and then make it known to the world. But if I have taken those that accused me to National Assembly and they ran away, and then the court gave me even 10 million naira and asked the federal government to pay me, what else do you want to hear?
Now let's really talk about the issue of taxation. Taxation is one of the ways that we can grow IGR. It's also one thing that a lot of citizens do not like to hear because they do not have the confidence that government will spend their money wisely. Dr. Ngige, this one is for you. How do you intend to increase, or should I say grow the IGR, especially with taxation, and also at the same time earn the confidence of people that the money you get from them is actually going to be spent for them?
Yeah, I think taxes, places like UK and many of the European countries, they don't produce oil. They get their money to give their services to their people from taxes. And in payment of taxes, there's personal income tax, and there is other taxes like property tax, tenement rates, and what have you. Yes, our people have not been very disposed to paying taxes. But I can tell you that when I came here in 2003, I met an IGR of 50 million per month. And I showed Anambra people that government can use their money to work for them. Government can use their money to give them what is their due. Therefore, I paid off all areas of salaries of civil servants, some 9 months areas, some 6 months. I paid off areas in the local governments, 20 months, 22 months, paid areas for teachers. And they said, wait a minute. So somebody can come and give us what is our own, pay us as and when due. They no longer protested about payee taxes. They didn't now declare in their payee form that they have 20 children, or that they have that or that or that or that. We got what was supposed to be gotten by us as government. So you must instill the confidence. You must also have the business sense. Banks came. Oh, we want government account, we want that. I said, fine. You must give me a tripartite equilibrium banking. Okay, Onisha, Newi. These are my capitals. Business capital, administrative capital. And I opened windows for them. I gave different banks different windows. They started employing people. There was rejuvenation of activities here. I got more money for the state. By the time I was living here, I moved the IGR to about 450 million. My people were employed at Inewi. They were employed at Onitsha. Bankers were happy because they kept my money 15 days, 30 days before remitting into my big account in Oka. I put my face the other way as if I didn't know. But that is it. You give something and get something in return. Well, so what I'm telling you is that I know what to do to get Anambra on the track again. Electricity, power is where I'm going next. I want to give Anambra people a generation capacity of between 800 megawatts and 1,000 megawatts. Luckily, as a member of the Senate Committee on Power, we have an agreement now with state governments, an unwritten agreement between them and the federal government. Whatever you generate and put into the national grid will drop back for you, for your own consumption. Akwa Ibom State is enjoying it today. Rivers State is enjoying it today. Anambra will join the league of those who enjoy this whenever I come in here after 17th March 2014, if the people of Anambra State.
That is definitely...
I want to correct one impression. My brother said he will open up consulates all over. The federal government of Nigeria has not been able to maintain consulates. and their diplomatic missions abroad. The money in Anambra State have hardly paid all the personnel costs needed here. And he wants to open up consulate all over the world for Anambra people. I don't know how he wants to do it. I don't know whether it's feasible.
Well,
I think it's a white elephant project.
Dr. Ngige.
I will leave that, but I'm happy. He has admitted now that you can go and invest in Visaphone. You can invest in Airtel, but you can't get the license as a state government. It's not within your prerogative to take it, but you can invest and get some money for your state. We did invest when I was there.
Well, thank you, Dr. Ngige. Well, moving on, talking about the issue of taxation, I know that you would definitely like a rebuttal on that. You will get the opportunity.
Moving on.
But, let's talk about taxation. Is it something that you want to shy away from?
Yeah.
Or are the people of citizens of Anambra State going to be enjoying a tax haven?
You see, the problem first, what do we want for Anambra people? How can we be coming in where people are bleeding? We'll be talking about taxation. We don't need to talk about taxation today. I think the government is going the wrong way. Yes, taxation is very important in government. But this is a time for us to wipe away the tears of Anambra. What we want to do is to grant at least a holiday, a window of taxation. And I want to tell you how we are going to recoup what we are doing. We need to attract in the Anambra State into Anambra first. We need to get them to have confidence in Anambra State. Where are they getting the money they are taxing in the Anambra State? The women in Koka, the old women selling, they are taxing them 6,000 naira. And they went to protest in the State House of Assembly. The truck pusher, they borrowed the truck pusher. So, and they have created economy for themselves by even giving, I'm sorry to use, some learned people charge over taxi parks. Go today in Anambra State, that is the order of the day. So the National Union of Road Transport Workers are not even in the annals of anything in Anambra State. Parks are given to people that can always gather talks for them. What we are going to do is to support businesses. By supporting, look at Beck's Biscuit has over 5,000 workers in Agolo, the state governor's town. Today that company is closed. I will inject money. Instead of keeping my money in Fidelity Bank, I will inject money into Beck's Biscuit for us to get people employed and then for us to make money. I will inject money into Our Ladies Bread. Our Ladies Bread at a point has 7,800 workers. Today they are managing with close to 300 workers in Mbodia. We will inject money, not even injecting money, but we'll get to China, get them to understand our business volume. In the world of business today, you don't need money to buy equipment. All you need to do is to give them what we call P&L sheets. As a government, I can tell any Chinese company, I can go to Sinosure and then tell them that we have this company that will generate this kind of money for Nigerian government. We are looking at Nigeria at 160 million people, creating industry that will face the challenge of Nigeria. So we will support businesses and then allow people to come into Anambra State to invest. So taxation of people in Anambra State will not be the order of the day. But the money we are going to make in supporting businesses will be 200 times bigger than what they are getting today. I'm telling you that I will start from 1.5 billion internal generated revenue without taxing on the Anambra. And by the grace of God, it will happen. And
The
I've done it
question,
before.
Dr. Oba, is how?
Yeah?
The question is how?
Okay, let me give you an example of how. If I move our industrialists today to China, and I will sit down with Sinosure, that's the offshore bank of China, and I'm telling them I will put a counterpart funding of 10% for them to give me equipment for these our industries. And we'll come back with this equipment and they will give me a window, moratorium of 4 years to pay. So in 6 months, any industry that I cite in Anambra State will start generating money. And not only that, I will make that money, I will even have enough money to deposit into Nigerian Money Bank and make about 8% without even paying my counterpart funding. And we are going to do this thing without putting the debt burden on the state, because we will give them analysis of and we'll use our own contacts to create this thing. So we are not going to put a burden to federal government or state government, but we'll use our own personal contact. And that is why I said you need a businessman of my repute in governance to generate wealth. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Oba. Well, we'll take another break now, ladies and gentlemen. This conversation will continue in just a moment. Do stay with us.
Welcome aboard.